So if you're paying attention to the things that I do, the adjustments I make or whatnot, you may have noticed that there is a new logo for VHP engines. I've hated my logo for a long time, but I kind of got stuck with it because I thought, well, it's me, it's mine, it's what's recognizably been mine for a long time for anybody who's watching. But you know, again, I didn't like it, but I didn't really know what else to do. And then I thought, why not just do something like super fucking simple? Have my wife over here opening boxes and doing all kinds of random shit, making noise in the background. Anyway, so keep it simple, right? Is the thing. And then, so what's the whole idea? The whole idea for having a logo and a design like that is just that way you can be noticed, right? You want somebody to see the name of the company and be able to recognize what it is. With the old style valve cover merging thing going on, it is hard to make out what VHP Engines is. How can I help advertise VHP Engines if you can't even tell what the fuck you're looking at when you're seeing the sticker from a distance, right? Even with the new basic design being what it is, it's very clear to see, even if it's small at a distance, right? And if it's something that catches your attention and you want to know more about, what do? So I wanted originally to keep my little social media logos at the bottom or whatnot, but you don't really need to. Why? Because what do we do in today's day and age when you see something you want to know more about it? You Google it, right? You Google search it. So if you Google search VHP Engines, it's all me. It's thoroughly mine. VHP Engines is mine. So if you Google search VHP Engines, on the very top search is VHPengines.com. That's mine. The second search is VHP Engines on Facebook. That's mine. The third is VHP Engines on YouTube. That's mine. The fourth is VHP Engines on Instagram. That's mine. So if you search VHP Engines, it's all me. Me. So definitely want to keep the logo simple, clean, easy to see, so that way it can be easily searched for in the event that somebody who doesn't know what the fuck it is wants to find out what the fuck it is. All right. So and I felt brave enough where I was like, okay, I don't have to be married to this logo. I can go away. And there's always still a chance and a possibility that it changes in the future. I think that right now, the VHP Engines as a company is going through cycles, right? There was the infancy phase, and then now we're at an adolescence where we're becoming closer to being an adult. We're pretty firm in our personality, what we want to do, and we have a plan we're working towards. And I feel, we can warrant and justify a change. And there may come a time later on down the line where I have a professional person, a legit, real professional person that does this, go through and make me a whole bunch of templates and brings me something that I decide to stick with long term. Probably what'll happen is that may happen when the time comes where VHP Engines goes legit and gets an actual shop set up. I might do it again then. But for right now, I think this is okay. Yeah, so I want to talk about the stickers. So as far as the merch goes, here's the thing, right? So you guys know I'm notorious for not producing merchandise for you guys, which is probably a stupid thing for me because I think that there's enough of you guys that are willing to show support where it could be also a steady little stream of extra money. Same thing like the rocker arms usually are a steady stream for extra money, or at least they were until people started robbing the idea from me. But whatever, it is what it is. I think that eventually what I'm going to do when I have some free time, whenever that is, that I'm just going to pre-cut rockers and sell them on eBay like that for $100 like I list them, because nobody's really going to beat that price, because I don't think that everybody's going to do that. It's easy for somebody to lazily throw up a fucking set of unmodified rockers and charge, my price or less. But it's another thing to actually spend the time to make the cuts and sell them modified ready to go. So there's that. But anyway, so the thing I'm getting at is I just ordered a week ago a fresh batch of VHP Engines decals, 50 of them, right? They're all the old style. So if you're wondering if I'm going to buy any new ones, not until the old ones are gone. So here's the thing, though. This is actually now a novelty piece. Anybody who has my merchandise, like anybody who has a shirt from VHP Engines, a hoodie from VHP Engines, or an old decal from VHP Engines, if you care about that kind of shit, the kind of collectible kind of style, if you have faith that VHP Engines is going to continue to grow and be something enormous in the future, like I personally believe it will be, then you have a piece of VHP Engines history. You have the Gen 1 decals, the Gen 1 logo, of the company. That's cool. And again, I didn't make a lot of batches of shirts. I think probably twice. There's probably 20 people out there, or I think there's maybe 20 shirts and maybe 5 hoodies ever made for 4 VHP Engines. And I own a fairly decent amount of those. So if you were somebody who's bought a shirt from me has got a hoodie for me or has one of my decals, you're one of the few. And decals especially too. Like I made it at a batch of 50 last time, but every time somebody bought something for me, I was sending 2 decals, right? So every time you would buy something, you would get 2 because they're so big and bulky, they're hard to deal with, and they would fuck up. So I gave everybody 2, so that way you'd have a chance, just in case you fucked up the first one, to do it again the second time, right? And then on top of that too, I think I had the last 10 decals I had a friend who asked for a bunch because he wanted to hand some out, and I gave him 10. So out of the last batch of 50 that was made, only 40 went out. And if you really think about it, you cut that in half. So it's 20. So 20 people got decals out of the last batch of 50. And then the one before that, I think was about the same amount too. And that was years ago that those got made. So God only knows how little people actually have those and put those to use. And then saying that there's 40 is actually not true either, because of the fact that I put some on my personal cars. So I think my wife's, a couple of my wife's cars got them. A couple of mine got them. So there's not very many out there. Now, what I can say is this. The decals were supposed to have been done a couple of days ago. Like, I haven't got any word on them being done. I think they're being worked on. Like, she did hit me up one time and asked me about something, and they're being worked on. And hopefully those will be sent out the next week or so. And then when I get them, I will present them to you guys. And if they sell out, you know, you'll be one of the last people to have the Gen 1 logo. And then I will go to the new one. So it's a little neat thing. As far as merch goes, maybe I guess it's a good thing that I didn't try to knuckle down to make any new merch, because the logo change does make a difference. I think that the lettering on the front for VHP is probably going to be the same for the shirts and the hoodies, but of course the back is going to be different. So as far as when is that merch going to get made, Christian months ago over at Honda Vlogs told me a website that sounds like it's a pretty good fucking deal, and I want to do that, but my attention is always split between work that I got going on. So to be honest, the only way I can see me going through that website and setting it up, because I don't like doing shit like that, is if I have like a lull in work. Like if I have a weekend where, hey, this weekend I've got no heads to build. Hey, this weekend I've got no engine blocks to build. Then I can see me doing that. But the chances are most likely that if something like that were to happen, that I would still find something to work on, and it would take, you know, or I would just be lazy and not do anything because I never get a weekend off. So there's that. Now, what my plan is right now is that once Uncle Sam decides to stop being a cunt and let us go back to our regular fucking lives, like no restrictions across the entire board of the country, then I'll probably just hop on a plane and go out and see Christian out in Cali and sit with him and see if he'll do it for me. You know, pay him to do it. Because I'm a lazy cunt. Like as even the logo, like, I mean, the logo winds up being really basic, and I didn't do it. Why? Because the guy who helped make me or made it for me, now he sees is like, even when you're doing editing for something so simple and small, to get it exactly the way you need it to be, it can take a lot of time. I think we probably spoke for like an hour or 2 hours back and forth before it finally got to a place where I'm like, okay, I'll just use that. And even the one that I'm using right now isn't 100% the one I wanted, but I showed it to my wife and she said that was a better one to go with, so I ran with it. Yeah. So just a little heads up on that. You know, I know there's always the question, there's always some people curious about merch, because there are some people out there who don't have hundreds of dollars to buy parts, but they have, you know, $20, $40 to buy some shirts or a hoodie. So I am working on it, guys. I plan on getting that taken care of in the future. And to be 100% honest, guys, the main reason why I haven't pushed for it to be done is because it's a lot of work to get it all sorted out. And I don't think that there's going to be a lot of you guys that buy it. Like, I'm not convinced that with my 11,000 subscriber following and my regular 200 to 300 viewership, that I'm going to have enough of you guys that are going to be wanting to buy this stuff for me to go through all the extra effort to produce it. And that's the same thing with everything, guys. Like, if you see me not producing a certain thing and you want something more often, or you want to see something more often, it's because I have to consider how much time it's going to take for me to do something versus how much money I'm going to make on it. And if at the end of the day, the money doesn't seem like it's worth the time, I'm just going to do something else that makes me more money instead. Excuse me. I'm going to do something else that makes me more money instead. So, yep, that's just a quick little update, guys. And peace. Thanks for watching.